from the upward to the backward. The total value creation process is the supply chain.
So, can't the ERP system accommodate that?
Yes, it can.
But it's too risky also because
Why we are taking SCM alone? Why can't we put it under the ERP system? Because we are paying money on ERP.
That is one thing I can say that we have a different kind of stakeholders in the industry. If you think about the banking system, if you link the direct customer to operate your internal ERP system, what will happen? Can you make that possible?
Yes.
So I don't think so because we have ERP system in internal within the whole system. 73 companies are running under SAP. But for customers, the stakeholders, we are doing a different portal. But the different portal will directly link with the ERP system of SAP, but they cannot operate directly the SAP.
Why?
Because of the security.
No, but there are examples that is also happening. You connected your
ERP is meant to give a across the board solution, right? So, yes, I also know that your ERP system does not cover supply chain management. Right? That's why I'm asking.
There are linkages, but there are also the blockages of the separation. They are separated the every system because
Is it you coding to relate it to the ERP system or it is for the supply chain? It's not the e-commerce and the supply chain. What will happen in the future? With the sharing our.
That's what we are saying. It is mainly related to the customer relationship management, which we are going to do. So you know kind of same thing. That's why you asked that question.
No. It is in the e-commerce you cannot make the boundaries. For example, procurement you cannot make the boundary with the supply chain. You cannot make the boundary with the customers. So it is it is when it goes to the business, it is integration. It is interdependent. Each of us need all of us need each of us.
Because like you did the supply chain management.
No. Hold on. We will clarify this question.
Yeah.
Now, his argument is that in a e-based environment, you cannot exactly separate supply chain to CSR, CRM.
Yeah.
So, therefore, it's a matter of integration. So, maybe you work on CRM and they work on supply chain, but eventually, in practice, it's kind of same thing. I think they also mentioned about upstream and downstream.
Yeah.
So that is the point. But they have a
Right to ask questions.
point because they are going to present. Okay, next question. It's like a Sri Lanka Medical Council. They protest. Okay, when the territory is challenged. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
My point is actually I was really confused about that doctor. How this doctor
Henry Ford. Okay, I want to actually ask something on that also. I want to add. Now, why is called Henry Ford of medical surgery?
It is the Henry Ford invented the production line, and he made the earlier huge time is taken to the car was manufactured. He as an engineer at the time and
I don't know.
And time and motion you bring down the cycle time. And this guy, Dr. David Shetty, reduced the cycle time, and he invented very low cost solution at high quality. And he, for a year, more than 3,000 heart surgeries.
Because of the different standards, especially as when it comes to banking side, there is different standards in different parts of the world. And when it comes to different ERPs like IFS, SAP, Lawson, they are using different platforms. So the communication between the different systems is much more difficult than it is. Imagine. So which is in addition to what Udaras asked, most of the companies now are going into an single ERP system, which is accommodating both CRM and supply chain management. And as far as the issues are concerned, if you're talking about the technology, if it is more technical for the customers and all, that's all based on the configurations. You can configure the system in a way which could be very easy, much more easier than any other portal in the world if you want to do So it's all a matter of configuration.
That's really good. So because I'm going to do a presentation today, so mainly I talk about the e-marketing. Probably you can join with me for the CRM part.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay, very good.
Okay. All right, guys. Yeah. So you also can take part in this.
Yeah.
So this is the e-marketing. So
Who is this guy?
So this is one of my good friends,
Okay.
Himanga.
Okay.
So he will talk about CRM. So this is me, Supun. So I'm talking about e-marketing. And the co-killer, so he's a practical guy. He will explain the practicality in some practical experience person. All right. So what is this e-marketing?
Your son is in Hindi.
And okay, now you have shown the sun now. Now just open your eyes in the same manner. So see how many suns are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 suns. Okay, good. Thanks, guys. So can it be possible?
We want to hear it from you.
Okay, I give 5 more minutes from my side.
Introduction to the team as well, who's on your side. I think they all together 4 others, 5 others.
There's quite a lot. We are actually running on a tight schedule here.
Oh, fine.
10 minutes, we can give 10 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, quick introduction to Lucky and Me. We started this company in 2012. The idea was really conceived, but the company came into operation in 2013. So our fundamental idea is to see whether we could offer a direct-to-customer model where we can actually sell products to the consumer directly. And the idea came about was when our daughter was growing up, she had to start potty training. And we realized that the underwear in the market here was actually, the qualities were not to the levels of what we had expected. And I'm not sure whether Paul can explain to you all, but I used to be at MAS, and one thing my wife Rochelle and I know is that we know how to make underwear. And we know people in Sri Lanka who know how to make underwear. So that's how we thought, okay, why can't we produce the underwear directly and come up with a product that is of high quality but at an affordable level. But it comes at a huge cost. Our markets are, for example, in San Francisco area, New York City area. Clearly, we know those are the areas where our products are bought. But if I'm to market online, the cost per click in New York City is about $7. And for, when you have a basket at about $22, it's impossible to pay that kind of money. So I did some tests, and the cost of acquiring a customer using Google AdWords will be about $50 to $60. I also did use retargeting. As you would know, retargeting market again, it came back to a significant level. So again, I think you need a lot of money if you're to use something like Google or AdWords.
We can Harry uses this email campaign. In Sri Lanka, it's like a menace, right? We normally say we receive close to 20 to 25 emails a day, and basically among them there could be interesting stuff, and which would enable me to buy stuff, but still I would go through these emails. I'm talking about Sri Lankan context. What is the situation in your country?
So, yes, I think same situation for everyone around the world. But what we do is we only send emails to people who have subscribed to our products. To our mailing list. So there is a software called MailChimp. It controls everything. So, when we get people adding for the subscription, it actually goes into MailChimp and it's all automated. And then, so they know if they want to unsubscribe, they can unsubscribe. So even when we put their email list into MailChimp, MailChimp sends an email saying, thank you for subscribing, email list, and you want to continue being a subscriber for this. So the customer has the option. That's the most important part.
So just to add,
and some people unsubscribe after some time, but that's fine. But it's very tightly controlled, so we don't just send junk mail to anyone.
in a sense,
And we don't
it's all
overload
permission based. It's all permission based. Isn't it? So if I want to obtain, I obtain.
prevent some
What do you mean data?
some changes in the security model needed to protect the corporate assets. So when you design the website, the pages, the data encryption, hackers, what are the
Measures.
areas you want to consider? Some kind of examples of tools to implement,
Yes.
even the payment
In the
system.
preliminary stage, actually we have to identify what are the things that are more relevant to the organization point of view and the customer point of view. So clearly identification is necessary, the sharing details in the customer and the sharing details within the organization. As according to that, some kind of the security process, the security systems are there. The structure and designing, we have to separately identify what are the things we have to securely emphasize in system. If you ask in the more technical way, actually,
I would add something possibly maybe relevant than database management system and
In Sri Lankan context, if I have a new product, what is the percentage of pie of the customer, all customer base? How much of customer I can reach through this online kind of communication over the other mass media, television and newspaper and or other thing? What is the percentage?
It's depend because it depends on the production, it depends on the perceived expected customer. Suppose if the product is more targeted to the rural people or